Another day, another dollar. Welcome back to Unlocked with Key and with BB. We are more than honored to welcome ourselves back on a beautiful Tuesday, our second day being live on Instagram, our second month being live on YouTube. We are feeling really good on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, but BB, it's freezing cold. I'm going to be honest with you.
Brick.
December is bringing that brick with it, and I am not the biggest fan of the freezing cold. It kind of makes me sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's I feel like I was like, man, it's 60 degrees in November. It's gonna be a good winter. Today, no, ice cold and straight up windy. There's nothing worse than the freezing cold wind.
Oh my God, it's absolutely terrible. I mean, like, if it's not snow in the cold, I don't want any piece of it. I do kind of want to try ice skating this year just to see what it's all about. I know the White Water Center here in Charlotte has somewhere you can ice skate, I guess, maybe at the Charlotte Knight Stadium too. So I might go check that out one of these days here pretty soon. But other than that, you know, we can go ahead and fast forward to May. We can go ahead and do that.
Morgan likes Greenville has an ice skating place, and we always go there. We never actually do it, but like they have these really nice seats surrounding it, and we sit there and we just watch people. They straight up eat it constantly. I mean, people just do not know what they're doing out there.
Oh, that would definitely be me. It's not somewhere you take somebody on a first date. I'll tell you that right now, because I feel like if a girl were to see you just it's over. It's over for you. Like, there is no coming back from that. So I will not.
That's exactly what they look like too. I mean, it's just all four extremities are just flailing.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Apparently, according to Pierce, there's a little bit of snow up in the 828 today. I'm glad.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that either, to be honest. And the thing about Asheville is you get the poop snow in Asheville. You get the snow that's just kind of annoying. It might be freezing rain. It's just like, what is this? Nothing sticks. You can't really go sled. Like, it's like, come on, man. Let's just go ahead and fast forward to April, please.
Please.
This is ridiculous. But speaking of cold, Jameis Winston is a cold demon. He threw for almost 500 yards yesterday. He threw for 4 touchdowns, but sadly, BB, the young man also threw 2 pick sixes that cost his team the football game. But at the end of the day, Jameis Winston is still awesome. I mean, the thing about Jameis Winston, BB, is he will go out, throw a pick six, and throw the same ball the next play. He does not care. And the next time it'll work out. I mean, the dude is comedy. He's entertainment. He's free content. And he's just the biggest Jesus man that I know. And I pray for him that God is able to deliver him from pick sixes because, man, he was desperate in saying this yesterday.
But in times like this, you know, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord, even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes. Like, that's not me. Like, a phenomenal game, offense, do some great things, but I messed it up.
Dude, that guy is straight up hilarious. He's the only QB. He'll go out there. He threw for 497 yards, almost 500, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like you said, I don't know if he cares that the defender's near. He might just think they're that bad, or he might just think him and his boys are that good. That he does not care. He will throw it. He will try to zip it right by you. That last pick, I finally got to turn the game on. He straight up hit the defender square in the numbers. It looked like he was throwing it to him. Just,
oh my God, dude! It's like it's crazy to watch him sling it around the yard because he throws it so hard and so confidently that it's going to make it there. And the truth is he threw for almost 500 yards. So it's like one side of the coin. It's like, bro almost won them the game. But the other side of the coin is he's the reason they lost the game. So it's like I don't really know what to make of Jameis Winston other than
Right?
is.
I mean, that was nowhere close to a Browns receiver. Nowhere close.
Nobody. I'm running that back because there is nobody. There is nobody there, dude. It's like, where are you? Who's he throwing that to, BB?
But like that's dude, this has been Jameis Winston since he got brought into the league. He had a season where he threw 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions. Like that's Jameis Winston football. Whoa.
That's straight up what he does. That's how he gets down. And that's why we say he is awesome. I think the thing about Jameis Winston that I think about, it's like, dude, he says, deliver me from throwing pick sixes. And the first thing you think when you read that on a tweet or read that on social media, it's like, what is this guy talking about? But then you like kind of, it's like what we talked about last week. You kind of hear him out and you're like, I mean, I guess I get what I feel what he's getting at. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, we play so good. I know I'm better than this. God, please help me. And it's like, all right. I mean, but the way that he puts it, it's like, dude, what are you saying? But the thing about Jameis Winston is after a play like this, BB, where it's like, where's this guy throwing the football? Yes, it was earlier in the game, but you can look after watching this play, you can look at the very next play, which was earlier in the game for Jameis Winston, and be like, man, throws like this are why you think Jameis Winston should be in the NFL, why Jameis Winston can be a starter in the NFL, and why a team can win a lot of football games with Jameis Winston at the helm. But then 3 interceptions, beyond unacceptable. I mean, beyond unacceptable, especially with them being 2 pick sixes when your team, you know, it's 34-32. We need you to drive the ball. All you got to do is drive the ball down the field. We'll kick a field goal and we'll see what happens. Bryce Young style. But like we're not getting that out of you, Mr. Jameis Winston. BB, how do you feel about Jameis Winston? Can he be a starting quarterback on a good football team in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, he's shown that he can put up the numbers, and I unfortunately I don't know if there will ever be a time where you don't have the 3 interception games along with the 500 yards. That's just, like I said, that is Jameis Winston since he stepped foot into this league. He is all go, no breaks, sling the rock. So I think if you paired him with like an elite defense, maybe they could be a winning football team. But yeah, throwing 3 interceptions, 2 pick sixes, like that's hard to win if you're the other team. And they almost did. It was a 40-40 game. Like, geez Louise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is if you were to put them with the Pittsburgh Steelers, would they be better off than they are with Russell Wilson? So I guess the question is, would you rather Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson? And I feel like it's easy. It's easy to say Russell Wilson, but my goodness, Jameis Winston almost threw for 500 yards this week.
He's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. He's a great aura boost. He's a great guy to have in the locker room. Like, I mean, come on. Deshaun Watson never sniffed 500.
No.
Jerry Jeudy went for like 240.
He had 44 fantasy points on Kellen's bench yesterday.
He's crazy. I mean, that like part of the reason I didn't watch the game, but yeah, I had to go to that concert for school. But also, I was like, it's the Browns Broncos. I go and check the box score when I get back home. Like, it's game 41-32. Jameis Winston has 490 yards. What did I just miss? So I had to go watch the highlights today. And yeah, it was a back and forth brawl. I wish I could have actually been tuned in.
No, yeah, they were throwing blows back and forth. Like that play that I just showed you with Jameis Winston hitting Jerry Jeudy for that long touchdown. I think it was literally the play before Bo Nix connected with, I think, Troy Franklin maybe. It might have been Troy Franklin for like a 50, 60-yard touchdown. So, like, they were punching each other in the mouth back and forth. And that's not really what you expect when you think of a Browns defense and this year's Broncos defense. So it's like, okay, here we go. Like You expect big-time defense, and you don't expect really to see Jameis Winston throw for 497 yards. Jameis Winston is awesome, but some people might try and say he's a little off in the head maybe. But speaking of off in the head, Trevor Lawrence got absolutely blasted on Sunday afternoon, and you hate to see stuff like this because Trevor Lawrence, like, man, is he going to be okay, BB? Look at this hit from Aziz Al-Talib, or whatever his name is.
Dude.
Like, my goodness. I mean, they're trying to fight. I would be too. Like, after a hit like this, BB, like, that hits crazy, bro. Al-Shahir.
They said, like, whatever, like, that's what happens what's been happening to Tua, like, when he gets hit hard, like, you see the arms flex out. And there's like a specific term for it, but it's like for like extreme blunt trauma to the head and brain. And that I'd say that's the definition of extreme blunt trauma to the head and brain. How hard his head hits the ground.
Race clean in his mouth. And BB, I believe it is called fencing. That is what Trevor Lawrence was going through on that specific play. And it's like brutally, you said it, brute force to the head and brain.
Yeah.
And brute injury to your brain. It's like, man, that kind of stuff it's spooky to think about. It kind of makes me happy that I'm not out there playing anymore. There are times where it's like, man, I wish I was still playing some football. Like, it would be fun to go out there, make a big play or whatever, have the crowd go wild. But then you see plays like this for Trevor Lawrence, and you can't help but, like, really, really hope that man is going to be okay moving forward. Not, like, forget about the football. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully he can get out there and play football. But past football, you hope that Trevor Lawrence can go about day-to-day life in ways like, I've told this story to you before. One time I blocked a kick with my face, knocked out, gone, sleep. I like that kind of that messed with me for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm honestly sitting here like, though I still battle some stuff from that. You know what I mean? So it's like for a guy like Trevor Lawrence, where he's doing the whole arm song and dance, it's like, man, you gotta hope Trevor Lawrence is okay. But Aziz Al-Shahir was suspended 3 games today for that hit on Trevor Lawrence. And some people are trying to stand up for Aziz because they quote unquote, he didn't slide early enough. Trevor Lawrence didn't slide early enough, or he didn't really know that he was trying to slide. I feel like it is a tough job for a defender to make that judgment call like that. I mean, 9 times out of 10, these guys are sliding. You know, but there is that 1 time out of 10 where the quarterback is trying to get the first down. Now he's diving forward, and your job is to stop him from getting the first down. Or you think about Patrick Mahomes, where Patrick Mahomes will he did it against the Carolina Panthers. He starts running towards the sideline. All right, I'm going to play it safe, not hurt this guy. I'm going to let him go out of bounds. But he kind of just jukes right back inside, and now he's off and running. And it's like, dude, what are we like? We can't have that. Like we like, what am I supposed to do as a defender now when there's like a bang play like this, and now I'm suspended for 3 games? And I think that's what a lot of Houston Texans fans are talking about. The GM of Houston went on talking today about the fact that, hey man, like he got suspended, but people, especially people in the NFL office, are calling for this man's head, going at him personally. That's not fair to him. So, I mean, I see both sides. BB, are you more on the side of this is an illegal hit and he deserves a 3-game suspension, which dirty hit, no doubt, dirty hit. But do you think that the NFL is being fair and fans are being fair towards Aziz Al-Shahir, pretty much calling him a criminal and a murderer?
No, I mean, definitely. There's no chance I would think that Aziz is like, yep, this guy's sliding, I'm going to go take his head off. Like, it's so bang bang if the guy's going to slide or not. But I don't like the people that like even D'Amico Ryans. Like, he was kind of like blunt. He was like kind of saying it was Trevor Lawrence's fault. Like he didn't slide quick enough. He didn't get low quick enough. You're kind of like, can you really say that, dude? Like, it's just one of those situations. It's hard to judge who was right and who was wrong. Like, yeah, it was a dirty hit, and I think the 3-game suspension was fair. But like this happened to Cam Newton versus the Falcons one year, and it was like just same situation. It didn't. I don't think it affected Cam quite as bad as T-Law there, but it's one of those things. It's like you said, as a defender, what are we supposed to do? Because it's right at the first down. It is kind of late. And if you I don't know if I saw a still frame. I don't know if we would be able to get the still frame up there, but like when Trevor Lawrence slides, like he's kind of just, his upper body is still kind of just straight up. Like his upper body doesn't really get low.
Yeah.
Like when you slide, like most people slide, I guess your upper body kind of leans back as well with it. And his is kind of just right in the shoulder arm brace.
He got absolutely rocked, man. And it's like he technically right now, Trevor Lawrence is starting his slide. You know what I'm saying? You can tell he's starting to give himself up. And Azeez Al-Shaair is not even in the frame yet. But it's happening so fast, IRL, that, yeah. I don't know. I do think that to some extent that was that was a dirty hit. Like that.
I think the 3-game suspension was warranted, but like I also feel for the guy because like football is so reactionary, such a reactionary sport. Like he's just reacting to the quarterback running for the first down, and he's trying to stop him get the first down. I don't think there would be any ill will, any bad intentions to just, this guy's sliding. Do not care. I'm still going at him. I doubt that was the mindset.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. That's a very ugly and sad play to watch. But that's what you sign up for. Football is a violent game, BB. It's one of those games. I saw Coach Thomas Brown for the Bears. Like this game rewards people that are violent.
Yeah.
And Thomas Brown said it. I want every position to be violent. And it's like, that's what this game is. And if you I guess when people that are over here, we aren't having to watch or be on the field and watch it happen, it's easy to say, man, that's nasty. But it's one of those sports where if you aren't being the aggressor, if you aren't playing like that, the other side of it is that's going to happen to you. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think Al-Shaair's thinking of like stuff like that's happening super fast in your brain. And I don't think that he meant to really hurt Trevor Lawrence with his with this hit. And so, it's definitely sad to see. But he's going to be out for 3 games now, BB. And the Texans are in the lead in the AFC South, but the Indianapolis Colts are hunting. They are trying their best to get back into the fight for this division because that'll probably be their best opportunity at getting into the playoffs this year. And there's multiple divisions that are dealing with that. And so I want to know from you, do you think the Indianapolis Colts have a chance to maybe take the lead from the Texans in a year where they've lost multiple weapons? CJ Stroud's not playing his best ball, and the offensive line struggling to protect him. Now you lose your captain on defense. Can the Indianapolis Colts maybe, just maybe, take this division away from the Houston Texans?
I think if they did, I think the Texans, their record's still good enough. I don't think they're going to lose out or anything. So I think they're 8-5. Colts are 6-7. I don't think there's any world where the Colts would make it and the Texans just wouldn't. I think the Colts, if the Colts win out and the Texans drop a couple games, I think the Texans would fall to that 6 or 7 spot because they have the same record as the 6 and 7 spots right now. Ravens are 8-5, Broncos are 8-5. So I think the Colts definitely could. Same thing with Bryce Young, post benching AR-15s looked like a different quarterback. Offense.
Here's the difference, though, BB. I think the Colts actually have one of the easier schedules to close out the year, and the Texans still have to play the Dolphins, good team. They have a bye week this week, so the Colts could gain one back just based on bye weeks. Then they play the Dolphins, the Texans do. The Texans then play the Kansas City Chiefs. They play the Baltimore Ravens, and they close it out with the Titans. But those are 3 games. Those are 4 weeks where the Indianapolis Colts could kind of make some noise. And these are a big 3 games for Azeez to be suspended for. These are probably like, this is do or die time. We got to make it to the playoffs. And these 3 games, the next ones, Dolphins, Chiefs, Ravens, we don't have our starting linebacker. Man, that kind of hurts, does it not? I mean, and the Indianapolis Colts on the other side, let's see who they've got. They've got the Broncos. They're going to have to beat the Broncos if they want to make it in. But they have the Titans, trash. The Giants, trash. And the Jaguars, who probably will be without Trevor Lawrence. That's exactly what we're talking about right now, trash. So, I mean, the door is wide open. I feel like the door is wide open for the Indianapolis Colts. And, I mean, do they remind me much of a playoff team? Maybe not. Maybe not. They have some players. They have some players, but I don't know, BB. Do you think the Indianapolis Colts could make it in based on winning that division?
Now that you bring up the remaining games, I was just looking at overall records. Like, it very well could be a possibility that the Colts could win out or just drop 1 game in their remaining and win the AFC South. And then the Texans, like I said, the people that aren't getting the automatic the win the division and you're in are the Chargers, Ravens, and Broncos, and all those are 3 good football teams, 8-4, 8-5, 8-5. Like, I don't see those guys just dropping tons of games to end the season. And I think what we're saying, Azeez is suspended. CJ Stroud's in a bit of a sophomore slump. Hasn't been the team we were expecting. They're down Stephon Diggs still. Nico's back, so that helps. But if the Texans get cold here, they could go from a great record to straight up out of the playoffs. Simple as that. Those 3 games are.
Simple as that.
Their next 4 games are. It's a gauntlet. It's a gauntlet.
It's not easy. It's straight up not easy. And I mean, they just lost to the Titans too. Let's not forget that. So they have to play them in Week 18. I'm sure they'll beat them, but they've got the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Chiefs. They could easily be 8-8 going into that last week of the season. And I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens there. That is going to be an interesting one to keep up with. The NFC South is also another one to keep up with. I think it's about time the Carolina Panthers, we probably aren't making the playoffs. If we would have beat the Chiefs, if we would have beat the Buccaneers last week, those are now different conversation, but we didn't. We lost. So we're looking at the Falcons. We're looking at the Buccaneers, maybe the Saints, probably not the Saints. Falcons, Buccaneers. Who do you have winning the NFC South? Are the Buccaneers going to take it for like the 6th year in a row, dude?
I mean, I've said that the Falcons are fraud, right? And I believe last week of the season, the Carolina Panthers play the Falcons, and I would love for the Carolina Panthers to be the spoilers for the Atlanta Falcons playoffs hopes. And yeah, the NFC South is so weak. I do not see 2 teams making. I do not see one of these 2 teams having a good enough record to just have one of the 5, 6, 7 wild card spots. I think if you want to get in the NFC South, you have to win your division. They have the same record as of now, Falcons and Buccaneers. Mike Evans is back. The Buccaneers defense is solid. I say the Falcons are fraud. We saw what Kirk Cousins' arm was doing last week. No touchdowns in the last 3 weeks, 6 interceptions. Give me the Buccaneers to come out of the NFC South.
Yeah, it's officially been a month since Kirk Cousins has thrown a touchdown, and that's a little bit crazy to think about, BB. The Buccaneers' schedule to finish off the season, they have the Las Vegas Raiders. They have the LA Chargers. They have the Dallas Cowboys who are hurting. They have the Carolina Panthers, and they have the New Orleans Saints. I believe for the Bucs, at least 4. I mean, I hate to say it, Panthers are probably not going to, beat them at home. So 4 of those 5 games are very winnable for the Buccaneers. Raiders, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. That's 4. The Chargers, you're gonna have to eke that one out. We'll have to see what happens there. For the Falcons on the other side, They have the Vikings.
Ooh.
They also have the Raiders. They have the Giants. They have the Commanders, and they have the Panthers to close out this season. They have to play Washington in Washington. They have to play Skull in Skull City, Minnesota. And they have to go to Las Vegas. So the Falcons are on the road a lot to end this season, BB. And the schedules are favored. The schedule favors the Buccaneers, right?
I think so, yeah. But Kirk's got two revenge games coming up versus the Commanders' former team versus the Vikings' former team. Let's see what Kirko is about. But dude, you reading those schedules? I think there's a good chance it could come down to week 18 or week 17, whatever it is. Falcons versus Panthers. If the Falcons win, they're in. I would love a Bryce Young legacy to end the Falcons' hopes. I would love it.
Hey, the Buccaneers have to play the Panthers in week 17. We have back-to-back. I bet you we have a lot to say about who makes the playoffs this year.
Probably,
Listen, there is a scenario. Now that I'm all giddy and excited, there is a scenario where the Carolina Panthers could win the NFC South, okay? Just hear me out here. Carolina Panthers have to win out.
Yep.
We can do that. We
have to play the Eagles.
Don't care. We can do it. We can do it. We almost beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Like we should have beat the Chiefs. We put up 27 on them boys. So we got the Eagles. That's going to be our toss-up. We got the Cowboys. Give me that one at home. We have the Cardinals at home. Give me that one at home. We have the Buccaneers and we have the Falcons, okay? So that is the Carolina Panthers' remaining schedule. We have to win out. The Falcons have to drop 2 games, and the Buccaneers have to drop 2 games. Falcons have to drop 3 games, if I remember correctly. That is our one chance to make it.
Well, you can subtract one of those the other weeks because we play them. So as long as you handle business, they just only have to.
The Bucs lose to the Chargers.
The Falcons are 6-6. Buccaneers are 6-6. We're 3 games back. We play each of them, so it's really only 2 games back if you take care of business on your own. Dude, it would be so funny if everybody in this division just struggles out, and that's like the winner of the NFC South in the playoffs at like 7-10. That would be good.
Let's go, baby. And we're gonna be hot. We're gonna be hot rolling in too. That's gonna be the best part. Is if we're winning out, that means we don't care who we got round 1. We're ready to play ball. And I think the Panthers. Will we have a home game if we won the division?
I think so. Yeah. You're a top 4 seed. Yeah.
I mean, come on now. We
could play little New York Giants back in the day. They get in the regular season with get in the playoffs with a horrible record. Eli Manning gets them on a little run. They beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl twice. That's great.
Hey,
that's what they say. Anything you get in the playoffs, anything can happen.
That would solidify Bryce Young's legacy, dog.
Super Bowl
from bench to Super Bowl champ. Quit playing with it now. Quit playing with it.
I would say crazier things have happened, but I don't know if crazier things have happened from that.
I don't.
There's only 4 teams. The Panthers are not eliminated from the. You can see on NFL.com. There's only 4 teams that are eliminated. It's the Giants, Patriots, Jags, Raiders. There's still a chance. It says it's less than 1%, but.
Giants, Patriots, Jags, Raiders.
Are donezo. So those teams they're 3-10, 2-10, 2-10, 2-10. So that's probably your top 4 picks locked up.
Hey man, I would love to go for a run, dude. But we gotta keep our hopes down, and we gotta keep pounding. How about that? We'll just keep pounding. But we also have to be realistic here. Panthers, it's not likely. Dude, we were so close to winning the last 2 games, dog. Like, come on.
Well, we lost to the last 2 games by a combined 4 points. Game-winning field goal by the Chiefs beat us by 3. No, not in the field goal again. So we lost by 6. We've lost by 2 game-winning field goals.
Like, come on. And we had the lead. That's the worst part. With 30 seconds or less in the game, we had the lead in both of those games.
Yep.
It's Like, come on, bro. So close. But, I mean, there's a couple of other divisions that are going to be tight to close it out. And this one is not because the teams are all ash. It's because these teams are so good. The NFC North, Lions, Packers, Vikings, they're all fighting for the NFC North lead. And to be honest, all three of those teams are probably in the playoffs. But you do want that number, who doesn't want the number one seed? All these teams are honestly kind of still fighting for that number one seed. BB, if you had to take a pick of who would be in from the NFC North, who would that be?
I mean, the Lions are 11-1. Eagles are 10-2. They could fight for that number one seed. Like you said, Vikings are 10-2, only one game back. And Packers are 9-3, only 2 games back. So, I mean, the Lions have looked almost unstoppable. So it would be hard to say that they're not going to be the number one seed with being a game ahead of everybody. Eagles got to play the Panthers this upcoming week. Could drop a game there. Just kidding. The Vikings, like we said yesterday on the show, I think the Vikings are they're 10-2, and I like to say they're beatable, that sounds crazy to say. How are the Vikings 10-2 with Sam Darnold at quarterback, bro? That's crazy.
I'm not sure. All right, you ready to hear some schedules?
Let's hear them.
Lions remaining schedule. They have the Packers this week, Thursday night football, which I will definitely be tuned into. Yep. They have the Buffalo Bills this week. They have the Chicago Bears, who could be coming in hot. It sounded like things are changing in Chicago, but that's neither here nor there, BB. They still have to play the San Francisco 49ers, who are going to be starving to maybe win that NFC West, which we are about to get into. Christian McCaffrey, injured again, BB. Jordan Mason, injured, IR. Yep. Isaac Urindo is going to be the starting running back in San Francisco. I mean, how many years in a row is it now for Christian McCaffrey, man? You got to feel for that guy, right?
He's been good since he was on the Niners, but yeah, this year, pretty much whole season gone, and then with the Panthers, it was every other year he was out for the season. So this guy, I mean, who even he didn't even know he was hurt. He got the next handoff and he was like, "Oh, I'm hurt. Let me get to the ground." So brutal for McCaffrey, brutal for the 49ers in general. Purdy's missed time this year with injuries. Ayuk's out for the season, ACL. Jordan Mason's now out for the next 4 weeks at least. McCaffrey obviously out for the year. Debo's missed some games. Fred Warner's been playing on a fractured ankle. Nick Bosa's missing time. You name a 49ers good player, they are injured. It's just one of those years. It's kind of scary to think if they just keep losing. The 49ers already have all that talent on their roster. Go ahead and mix in a top 10 pick. That's how bad their record could be if they keep losing. It's like, that's kind of not fair. Kind of not fair.
Not fair at all. But the Lions, BB, they have the Packers, Bills, Bears, Niners, Vikings. That's a gauntlet to end off.
Yeah, that is.
That is absolutely a gauntlet. Vikings scheduled to end off the season. They have the Falcons, the Bears, the Seattle Seahawks, the Packers, and the Lions. Not too bad.
It's not easy.
It sounds like, go ahead.
There's good football to be played these last couple weeks, it sounds like.
Oh, my God. Some great football. The Vikings versus Seahawks, that's going to be a heck of a football game in Seattle. Seattle Seahawks are fighting for the NFC North, too. Or the NFC West, sorry. They're going to be fighting for the NFC West. There's going to be some big football that's being played, BB. And then we go on to the Green Bay Packers. It sounds like the Packers might have a gauntlet to end it off. Let's see. Lions this week. Seattle Seahawks next week. That's going to be a good one on Sunday Night Football. New Orleans Saints the next week. Packers versus Vikings. December 29th, right after Christmas. And then into the new year, they play the Chicago Bears at home. So, yeah, BB, this one's going to be tight. I mean,
sounds like the Bears play all these teams. The Bears are going to have a say, just like we are. The Bears are going to have a say in all these teams into the season. And the Bears, they kind of played they got back into it late. The Lions were up big on Thanksgiving, but the Bears played back into it, and they had a chance. If that was some of the worst clock management I've ever seen. I'm pretty sure Caleb Williams got sacked with 32 seconds left in the game, and then that was the end of the game.
It's almost like it would be enough to get you fired, man. Almost. It was that bad.
And the Bears fan, I like that Thomas Brown is the new interim head coach, but the Bears fans have talked so much trash. But I like Thomas Brown, so I'm in a little bit vendetta here with whether I want them to win and succeed, and Thomas Brown maybe get a full-time gig, or if I want them to eat their words about the trade owning of this past season and struggle.
I'll vote for. You know what? I'm going to vote for. I hope for the best because Caleb Williams, good dude, ex-Panther DJ Moore. I hate to see him all down bad and sad. Like you said, Thomas Brown, friend of the program here. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him on the show at some point pretty soon as well. There's a lot. There's a lot in Chicago. Apparently, Chicago's a great city. Reminds people of Charlotte, maybe a little bit better. But, I'm going to root for them. Why not? I'm going to root for the Chicago Bears. Best of luck to the Chicago Bears. But they're probably not going to win this division. Not with the Lions sitting at, what are they, 11-1 now? 10-1, something like that?
11-1.
11-1. And these other teams are hunting. Vikings 10-2. Packers 9-3, I believe. So it's like, this is a fight. This is a fight into the end of the season, and it's looking like a lot of these teams are going to play each other. The Packers play the Lions. The Lions play the Bears. The Lions still have to play the Vikings. They're all going to be clacking late into the season, and it's going to be cold, and it's going to be snowing. And my pick for this division, the Detroit.
I don't think it'll be the Vikings. I think it'll be the Packers or Lions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Packers are very good. They are very good. I don't know. Jordan Love has kind of been pissing me off this season, but the Packers are very good. So
they have a good defense, and their offense is capable of putting up an insane amount of points any given week.
And Josh Jacobs is –
dude, that catch he made with the little spin move and the zoop out of there.
Yeah,
that was nice.
Bro is elite. I'm going to go with the Lions, though. I'm going to stick with the Lions. I think their offense is literally way too good. The way that they dominate teams, it's a little bit crazy. And I think that they are a team that can go to the Super Bowl and take on the Buffalo Bills, because the Buffalo Bills, week in, week out, doesn't matter who they play, they win by 20 plus every single week. So
I think I like the Bills in the AFC this year. If you got to go to Buffalo, bro, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. I'm good, bro. I actually don't want to play.
Their fans are nuts. The conditions are always nuts this time of year. Straight up good luck. Patrick Mahomes has done it in years past, but not this year.
The thing is, Kansas City gets just as nasty. You know what I mean? So I feel like Mahomes could go in there and feel like he's right at home, but Buffalo is a crazy breed of an animal up there, man. And some of these teams in the NFC West would not do well if they at some point have to go there for the rest of because they actually play it's 60 plus all year round. Seattle gets a little chilly, but San Francisco, LA, Arizona, yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, right. Of course they don't have to play them in the playoffs. But if you ever have to see them down the stretch and you need a win in week 17, you can chalk it up if you have to go all the way to Buffalo and play up there, because you saw what just happened to the San Francisco 49ers. They had no idea how to handle that. No idea. So, but speaking of the NFC West though, BB, that's a
close division.
Tight division. I feel like all four teams have a chance to win that division. The Cardinals have a chance. The Rams have a chance. I think the Seahawks are in the lead, and the San Francisco 49ers are, they're hurt. They're down bad, but they still have a chance. And Kyle Shanahan, if he has a say about this division, they might make it to the playoffs, BB. Who do you think has the best chance to make it in this division?
Yeah, the Seahawks are 7-5, Cardinals 6-6, Rams 6-6, Niners 5-7. The entire division is only separated by 2 games. Seahawks are in the lead right now, but my pick to win the NFC West during this down the stretch, I think I'm going to have to go with the Arizona Cardinals. I like Kyler Murray. I like their defense. I like their offense as well. The Seahawks are good. Do not get me wrong, but first year head coach down the stretch. I think he's bringing up the schedules right now. But my early pick before hearing them, I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. Simple as that.
I like it, baby. I like it, baby. And I am bringing up the schedules. I got them right here. So the Arizona Cardinals, to close out this season, they have the Seattle Seahawks this week. And what's going to end up being
a big game.
Yep. A huge game, because whoever wins that is officially in the lead in the NFC West. Then the Arizona Cardinals take on the New England Patriots, a very winnable game at home Sunday, December 15th. Then they have to waltz their way on into Charlotte.
The bank.
Yes, sir, and play the Carolina Panthers. And hey, if it's as loud as it was last week, you better be scared coming on into Charlotte.
I kind of love the 4 o'clock kickoffs this time of year. The second half, it's a night game pretty much.
Yeah,
it gets rowdy.
Yeah, I guess. I hate watching teams play at 1 o'clock, and I'm just itching to watch Bryce Young and the boys step on the field. Like this week, I was dying to see some Jonathan Brooks, see a little bit of that defense go to work, watch Robert Hunt celebrate with everybody on the field. Like, there's a play, I showed it yesterday. I don't think I have it with me right now, but I showed that play of Bryce Young throwing the touchdown to Adam Thielen. Robert Hunt is it's like, dude, this guy loves it. This guy's freaking awesome. And he got paid handsomely this year. But the Arizona Cardinals have to come to Carolina. I don't know if they're going to be able to get a win there. Then they take on the LA Rams, which could end up being a game of the year. I'm talking about these games for the Rams and the Cardinals and the Niners and the Cardinals. They don't even have time slots yet, because if they are going to be as big as they possibly could be, I know the NFL wants to flex those games. Let's get those in the prime time. Let's get those where everybody gets to watch this on their local televisions. So they have the Rams, and then they have the 49ers at home to end off the season. So, I mean, these teams got to these teams got to fight. These teams are definitely here to fight. The Seattle Seahawks, Cardinals this week, big game as we mentioned. They play the Packers. Ooh. This is tough. This is very tough for the Seahawks, because the 3 of their last 5 games are against arguably the best conference in the NFL. They have the Packers. They have the Vikings the very next week. They have the Bears on the road the week after that. And that's a 4-game stretch here, it's looking like. Or 4-day stretch. So they play the Vikings on a Sunday. Then they're going to play the Bears, what looks like it's going to be on a Thursday. Then they close the season off in LA playing the Los Angeles Rams. So you look at this, I'm not kidding. I could see the Seahawks dropping 3, BB.
Yeah, before even here, I like my prediction on the Cardinals even more now after hearing the Seahawks close to the season.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to beat them this week, and then they can still drop 3 more games after that, and then they have to close it out at the Rams. That's not looking good for them. Let's look at the Rams. The LA Rams have the Buffalo Bills this week, and like we mentioned, man, Buffalo has beaten everybody, it feels like, by 30 for the last 11 weeks of the season. It's been crazy. The Rams then have the 49ers, a beat-up 49ers team. The Rams still have to play the New York Jets. Who knows what the New York Jets are going to be here in 3 weeks. Something changes every week around there. So let's see what happens. But they have to travel to New York. It's going to be brick. It's going to be real brick up there. LA doesn't get that cold. Then they have to play the Arizona Cardinals at home. And then they finish their season off with the Seattle Seahawks at home. So, the LA Rams, they're not beating the Bills. They're not. And then from there, every other game's a toss-up. 49ers toss-up. Jets toss-up. Cardinals toss-up. Seahawks toss-up.
That's definitely the most interesting division in the league to close out the season. I mean, not any of these teams have gimme schedules to close out the year. Seahawks is hard. Cardinals is a little bit better than the Seahawks. Rams is hard.
And the worst of them all, honestly, Nah, the Niners isn't the worst, but they got the Bears, they got the Rams, they got the Dolphins, they got the Lions, and they have the Cardinals. So, yeah, I mean, none of them have easy schedules to end it.
Give me the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals to win the NFC West. Simple as that.
Cardinals, yeah. I'm going with the Cardinals to win the NFC West as well, BB. I think the thing is, BB, Kyler Murray's got to play better, man. Like, I've had him slated as the MVP for some time now. And the dude, like last week was terrible. Last week was absolutely terrible for Kyler Murray. Like the play where he's just running in circles and then he just tosses it up to the other team. It's like, come on, baby. We can't have that. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. I do think Kyler Murray steps it up and finishes it off with a good closeout to the season this year. Really quick take. Who do you have AFC North, Ravens or Steelers at this point? We are a couple of weeks removed from our last takes on this division.
I don't even remember who I picked last time.
I'm pretty sure you picked Ravens. I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty good because we said Steelers have a gauntlet to close out the season. Yeah. But the AFC, the Ravens or Steelers haven't had their bye yet. So what's that like? That means they're like what 1.5 games back, I think.
Yeah, so the Ravens have the Giants, the Steelers, the Texans, and the Browns to close this.
They're winning all those. They're winning those.
They're winning all of those.
I think they're going 12-5. The Steelers, I know they at least play the Ravens. They play the Bengals again, I'm pretty sure. They play the Browns again.
Yep. They got the Browns again this week. They got the Eagles next week.
Give me the Ravens still. Give me the Ravens.
You know what's interesting is the crazy thing about the AFC North, BB, is the Steelers will beat the Ravens and the Bengals, but will somehow lose to the Browns.
Yeah,
and we're calling this a gauntlet. Like this is a gauntlet of a schedule, right? But it's like, how do they lose to the Browns of all of these teams? And like, I bet you the Steelers might lose this week and then win every other game for the rest of the season.
Yeah. I think it's just the offense is too inconsistent. They were lights out versus the Bengals last week, but let's see it every week. Let's be consistent. Let's consistently be able to put up points instead of Boswell kicking 6 field goals through the uprights. Let's score touchdowns, and for that reason alone, down the stretch. Dude, I don't know, because the Steelers' defense is so good. Like, they can win 12-9.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's the thing is I think if I'm a Steelers fan, I'm happy because I just showed you, hey, we can win a game if we gotta win 18-16 versus the Ravens, but we can also win a game if we need to score 44 points and have Russell Wilson throw for 414 yards. We can win however we need to win. It doesn't matter, baby. We can win if we need our special teams to block a field goal. You know what I mean? Like if I'm the Steelers, I like where we sit, and I think that the Steelers are going to win this division just because the fact Russell Wilson threw for 400 yards, like that is crazy. I love to see it.
Is it going to be another case of the Steelers make the playoffs and immediately get booted, or you got the Steelers making a run to the AFC Championship?
Something tells me you don't like the Steelers very much, BB.
Nah, earlier in the year I said people were slandering them, but I'm going to look it up real quick. When was the last? They've made the playoffs every year. When's their last AFC Championship game?
AFC Championship game?
Their last one was in 2017. It's been 7 years. And the one before that, before they lost that one. And the one before that was in 2011. So one out of the last, 13 playoffs that they've made? They made the AFC Championship one time.
So you calling Mike Tomlin a choke job?
I don't know, a choke job. He coaches a good football team, never a losing record. They're always in the playoffs, but it's the same thing every year. Like in the playoffs, you have to score points. This 12-9, like it doesn't. People are giving you everything they got in the playoffs. Every play in the playbook is coming out. You have to be able to score points down the stretch. You have to.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I don't know why. Like, I'm kind of a I like the Steelers team this year. Like, George Pickens is ice cold, man. Like, he's actually nasty. He's out of his mind, but he's good. And the defense, I mean, TJ Watt does it every week, BB.
Yep.
It's literally at the biggest moment, TJ Watt. Every now and then you sprinkle in a little bit of Alex Highsmith. Like, these guys are nasty, man. I got the Steelers winning the division. I got the Steelers. I mean, it depends on how early they have to play the Buffalo Bills, dog. If you like, I'm not kidding. If they play the Bills, they're done. And I hate to say that, but the Bills are so good. They can beat the Chiefs. I think they can beat the Chiefs, but
are they beating the Ravens in the playoffs?
Bro, I mean, the Ravens are 8-5 right now. Like, they kind of been poop. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the King has slowed down from his early season dominance. They traded for Deontay Johnson. He recorded 0 snaps. Even when Rashad Bateman got hurt, he in that game, he still played 0 snaps. I'm waiting on that. Jim Harbaugh said he couldn't speak on it. Or John Harbaugh after the game said he couldn't speak on it. On the Deontay Johnson situation, still waiting to see what that was all about. But
yeah, Deontay
the Ravens,
Johnson,
they're an interesting team. Yeah, Deontay Johnson sounds like he's just in the locker room. He's just not a good dude.
I wonder, like, what do you think? What do you think he's in there doing? What could you possibly be doing for you to be easily by far our best receiver in Carolina, and everyone's like, we literally don't care, man. We're going to give you away for a bag of potato chips. You've got to go. And then you get into Baltimore, and he didn't play last week. He didn't even touch the field, right? I mean, like,
0 snaps. 0 snaps.
A team that just traded for you, gave up a 4th-round pick, isn't even rocking with you at all? Or was it a 4th-round pick or 6th round?
5th or 6th. It was like a pick swap.
Like, come on. Like, it doesn't matter. A team that just traded for you doesn't even put you in the ball game. Like, what are you flashing everybody? You touching on? Like, what are you doing?
I feel like he's probably like that kid in class that like gets in trouble and then like doesn't stop like mumbling to himself.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah,
like,
I can see that. I can
put it on God. Like, if you don't give me the ball, I put it on God. It's like, dude, please stop talking. Nobody likes you.
That does. I could definitely see that being Deontay Johnson.
See what happens when you ain't give me the ball? Like, keep dropping games. Like, that's what happens when you don't give me the ball.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Deontay Johnson, best of luck to you, brother. I hope that maybe you should go back to Pittsburgh. It seemed like Mike Tomlin kind of had him in check.
Free agent.
Right? I mean,
he's a free agent this year.
And he needs a guy like Thomas Brown.
Yeah, it looks like the Ravens ain't re-signing him, so he'll be on the.
He'll be out there. He's not coming back to Carolina. I'll tell you that much. It sounded like I forgot. They interviewed Dan Morgan after we traded him, and they were kind of like, "Hey, like, why'd you get rid of him?" He's like, "Real short." He kept it real short, real sweet. It was just best if he got out of here. You know, it was best for both parties if he left. It's like, all right.
AKA, we hate the guy.
Best receiver. Yeah. Why? He was our best receiver. What do you like? What happened? Literally, what happened? But anyways, I got the Steelers winning that division, and I think that we do need to talk a little bit of college football, baby. That's like college football this year has gotten me very excited. Like, this year has been very, very good. And let me pull up our little overlay here. The college football rankings drop tonight. And I just want to know, BB, like, there was a lot of action, right? There was a lot of action this past Saturday. Ohio State lost. Miami, Shmelia on the other side. There's just about no chance you guys make it in. Clemson lost, but Miami also lost. So now Clemson has a chance to still make it into the college football playoff as long as they beat SMU. I just got to know, BB, who do you got? SMU or Clemson this weekend? Let's just start there. There's a big debate to be had all around this entire college football rankings drop tonight. What you got?
This is before we get into Key texted said CJ texted said check IG live. But other than that, I think this SMU Clemson game.
Oh my gosh, CJ's been booming on Instagram Live. Let me see. All right, CJ. Steelers have to win one more game and then beat the Ravens to win the division. So they have to win 2 more games to win the division. LMAO. Ravens lost to the Browns too. BB don't know ball. Steelers are top 10 in points per game. BB.
I'm sure the 44 sways it. 44 is a huge number. But dude, I watched the Steelers Ravens last game they played. They only scored field goals. Like I was saying, I just don't think that's going to get it done in the playoffs. Simple as that.
I mean,
last 13 seasons in the playoffs, only one AFC championship. I think my take's pretty accurate there. You got to be able to score in the playoffs. Simple as that.
You do. Yeah, I mean, you do. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens for those guys this week. But yeah, I still have the Steelers winning the division. BB or CJ says we haven't made the playoffs every year.
I just figured since they've never had a losing season, they were always in the playoffs. How many years have they not made the playoffs then?
We put up like 40 in that 2017 AFC Championship. Gotta have defense. I guess the argument here is that defense is a little more important come playoff time. I mean, and the truth is, BB, I don't necessarily disagree because if you have to play in Pittsburgh, I feel like your defense, if it's good enough, you are kind of able to get by with not mediocre offense. I don't think their offense is mediocre this year, to be honest. I think it's just a little bit above mediocre. You get a lot of stops on defense. You get a couple turnovers here and there. Field goals can get you almost there. You just got to score once or twice in that freezing cold, potentially snowing game in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like I said, when it comes to playoff times, the offensive playbook is getting emptied out. They're throwing everything they can at you. In the playoffs, the Steelers have the teams that they've played against have scored 30. I guess you could say it's defense too. They're not playing good defense, but I feel like it's just the playoffs in general. You have to be able to score points. The Bills scored 31, Chiefs scored 42, Browns scored 48, Jags scored 45. Those are their last 4 playoff games. I guess you could say defense is more important. They're giving up this many points, but I just feel like come playoff time, offenses are always clicking. They're emptying the bag on the offensive playbook, and you have to be able to score to keep up with a Josh Allen, with a Patrick Mahomes come playoff time. Because we've seen it year after year, no matter how good your defense is, these guys score points in the playoffs. They do. Simple as that. Nobody can stop them.
Simple as that. I'm not arguing with you. I don't know. We'll have to have CJ on to talk about his Steelers and what he thinks the Pittsburgh Steelers can do going into the playoff. But that is his take for the day. That defense is better. BB is saying you got to be able to score. That is something that we're going to have to square up and talk about as this season develops. You know what I'm excited for, though, BB? Is to see this first episode of Hard Knocks with the AFC North. They were able to get Mike Tomlin with a mic. It seemed like he couldn't stand the idea of having it, but he had one on. And I'm excited to see some of the stuff that he's teaching his guys, some of the things that, you know what I mean? I can see why it's like, bro, I have something that's working so well. I don't need everybody in the league seeing, like, why my teams never lose why we never have losing seasons. I don't need everybody seeing that. I don't need everybody to know what we're talking about. And he's clear with that because every time that he's in the every time he's with the press conference, every time he's talking to the media, he's short. He's quick. Let me get out of here. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But we get to talk about, we get to see what he's got going on in Pittsburgh. We get to see what's going on with this video game backfield in Baltimore, BB. We get to see from Deontay Johnson. Maybe we'll hear on Hard Knocks what's up with Deontay Johnson. Why does everybody not like Deontay Johnson? Then you go to Cincinnati. Dude, how is Joe Burrow feeling right now? He's playing MVP caliber quarterback, and Jamar Chase could potentially win the Triple Crown this year, and they are terrible. How were they feeling there? And then don't get me started on Jameis Winston.
That might be the best part of it. They're 3-9 or whatever. That might be the best part of it all.
Yeah, that might be the best. I'm not. Hey, like I'm excited to watch this because like every single team, they got something I want to talk about a little bit more, and I want to see the greatness coming out of Pittsburgh, specifically from Mike Tomlin and George Pickens. Is he out of his mind, or is he just kind of like that on the field? I don't know. We get to find out maybe with Hard Knocks. You know, we get to figure out a little bit more about Lamar, how he's built. How has Harbaugh been so good? Then we get to talk about, like we just talked about, Jameis Winston. What a freaking dog. And then is Zach Taylor on the hot seat? There's a lot going on, man. There is a lot going on this on this first episode, I bet, and through the rest of the season for Hard Knocks. I'm excited to see what's going on there. BB, do you still want to cover this college football playoff scenario, or do you want to wait until
I think we can
drop?
Yeah, we can dive more into it tomorrow, but to see what they actually do with Bama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina, where they slot those. But to answer the initial question of SMU Clemson, I think the only way that one of the South Carolina, Bama, or Ole Miss, one of those three don't get in is if SMU loses the ACC championship. I think they would be slotted in higher than all three of those teams, and they would be that last at-large bid with, unfortunately, Clemson getting the automatic bid. I think that's the only way.
Let's talk about that, baby. Let's play it before we get out of here. Let's play a very, very quick game, all right? What teams are in the college football playoff at this point, no matter what? I'm just going to quick fire a team name. Answer me yes or no, okay? Is Oregon in no matter what?
Yes.
Texas Longhorns, are they in no matter what happens in this SEC championship game?
Yes.
Ooh. Who are they? Okay. All right.
No,
all right.
They said that or they said that they're not going to punish teams for losing in their conference championship games. That's what they said.
All right. Texas is in apparently. Penn State, if they lose in the Big Ten championship, are we carrying the same weight for the Big Ten championship?
Yeah, they lose, they're in. If they lose, they're in.
Notre Dame, they're in. They don't have to play any more games. UGA, if they lose, BB, they in? They should not be in. They should not.
They have the hardest schedule they've had. Or they have the hardest schedule in the country, and they said they're not going to punish teams for losing in their conference championship game. They have them slotted so high already. If they were at like 11 or 12, I would think so, but I think they're at like 6 or 7. So, yeah, if they lose, I still think they're in.
That's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. All right, Tennessee, are they in?
Yeah.
It seems like Tennessee's in. Ohio State seems to be in.
Yep.
Right.
Indiana's
SMU, if they lose.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was saying. I think if they lose it, I think they're going to be the last at large at 11-2, rather than the 9-3 Bama, 9-3 South Carolina, 9-3 Ole Miss.
Okay,
but I would hate. I don't want it to come to that. I want SMU to win and Clemson be out.
This is the thing, though, BB. Let me see who has SMU. Like, I get the whole you shouldn't be punished BS for making your championship. But BB, SMU, let me see here. SMU, they ain't beat nobody. I'm talking about nobody, and they lost to BYU, who's sure they were undefeated for a while, but BYU's not even in conversation anymore. It's like, who is like this SMU? Like, seriously, bro. I don't care, man. Like that kind of stuff I don't like. I would prefer to see Alabama come in and see Alabama have a chance on the road versus Penn State or something like that. I like SMU. Are they better than Alabama today? Probably not. And if they lose the ACC championship here in Charlotte, they don't deserve to be in any more than Alabama or Ole Miss. But they just might get the chance just because, like you said, they don't get punished. Indiana, are they in?
Yeah.
Boise State, if they lose in their conference championship, BB, are they in?
No.
They're not in.
It'll be UNLV, which is crazy. Unless Tulane wins theirs and is ranked higher than UNLV.
That is.
But I think Boise State will take care of business. They'll beat UNLV.
I mean, they almost lost to Wyoming a couple weeks ago, but that's neither here nor there. I guess we'll find out about.
It'd be great if Tulane sneaks in.
So right now in the AP poll, this is where it gets really, really juicy. Right now in the AP poll, I believe Alabama is ranked number 11. Yeah. Is Alabama in as of right now, in your opinion, BB?
It's one of those three teams. It's Bama, South Carolina, or Ole Miss. It's just which one is the committee going to value? The South Carolina team that's scorching hot, or the two teams that both beat South Carolina? One, Ole Miss dominated them at South Carolina. Bama won by 2 at Alabama. So it'll be interesting tonight to see what the committee.
Because the fact of the matter is, this is a big ranking reveal. It really is, because some teams don't have another game. So if they ranked South Carolina above, if they rank them above Alabama and Ole Miss, that means South Carolina is in the playoff. Like, they're in. There is no, I don't think there's I don't think that they'd be out.
The only way I think is if Clemson wins and SMU drops. And SMU takes that last at-large.
Which is crazy. If they rank Alabama above South Carolina and Ole Miss, Alabama is more than likely in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to get juicy. Arizona State is going to be – they're ranked 12th right now. They're at the top of the Big 12. If they win, they are in. And they have to – so it's going to be good. Miami, are they out? They're done.
They're out. They're done.
Okay.
They're done.
Okay. This is fun. This is really fun. I'm excited to watch watch the ranking reveal tonight, BB.
If they put Miami in there instead of Bama, Ole Miss, or South Carolina, that I might not watch the playoff. I might not watch it. a two-loss ACC that lost to 2 unranked teams. Get out of here. Get out of here.
No way they do that, man.
No way.
I guess we'll find out tonight. It's going to be real good. This
7:30, right?
I think it's 7:30. I think that's when coverage starts or whatever. So this is going to be a big one. I'm not going to lie. Every single week there's been something big to watch in terms of the college football ranking drop. So no different this week. Let's go find out what happens. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. We're going to keep it short today. I'll just keep on grinding, man. Just keep on grinding. Hopefully your hump day is a great hump day. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today on this Tuesday. Have a great rest of your night. Tick, tick.
Boo.